Harriet Martineau was born in 1802 in Norwich, England. She was the sixth of 8 children born to Elizabeth Rankin and Thomas Martineau. Thomas owned a textile mill, and Elizabeth was the daughter of a sugar refiner and grocer, making the family economically stable and wealthier than most British families at the time. However, Elizabeth was also a strict believer in traditional gender roles, so while the Martineau boys went to college, the girls did not, and were expected to learn domestic work instead. This will prove to be a formative life experience for Harriet, who bucked all traditional gender expectations and wrote extensively about gender inequality. Harriet Martineau is considered to be one of the earliest sociologists. A self-taught expert in political economy theory, wrote prolifically throughout her career about the relationship between politics, economics, morals, and social life. Her intellectual work was grounded in a staunchly moral perspective that was influenced by her Unitarian faith, although she would later become an atheist. She spoke out against enslavement and was fiercely critical as well of the inequality and injustice faced by girls, women, and the working poor. She was also an advocate of democracy and capitalism as the way forward, as well as of education for all. Martineau argued that work was critical to individual lives and the health of society, and she was adamant about the right for people to choose the work they wanted to do freely. Martineau wrote extensively on the social issues of her time, identifying gender, racial, and class tensions, and was particularly concerned with the woman question and the emancipation of women. Harriet Martineau was a productive writer who published popular fiction, essays, and theoretical texts, and was a diligent contributor to several newspapers. Her texts, aiming at popularizing complex social and economic subjects for the wider public, were read throughout the British Empire. Her writings covered topics ranging from social customs to political economy and feminism. As a Whig, her politically motivated aim was also to educate the working class on the realities and requirements of the capitalist industrial society, as she believed that understanding the political and social reality would help them to better adapt to the new circumstances after the Industrial Revolution. Maybe most scholarly of her achievements was publishing a commented and condensed translation of Auguste Comte's Cours de philosophie positive, and making this foundational text of modern sociology for the first time available for the English-speaking audience. Martineau was thus an important figure in the early development of modern social science, and can rightly be credited as the first female sociologist. However, rather than original theorizing, her main achievements were based in her ability to synthesize and popularize the burning political, economic, and social questions of her time, making them available for the general public. Although Martineau's work was widely read and lauded at her time, her contributions to social thought are often overlooked within the canon of classical sociology, even though they preceded the works of Emile Durkheim and Max Weber. Martineau used her courage and freedom to support many causes that she deemed worth defending, from the abolition of slavery to female education. She embraced any topic over which she thought she might make a positive difference, becoming a prominent voice in public discourse on contemporary issues and events for over 50 years. Harriet Martineau's popularity dwindled in the last decades of her life, and after her death, so many authors she influenced are better remembered than she is today. This may be seen as revenge of the male establishment, but Martineau also contributed unwittingly to her own dismissal. She wrote her own obituary, modestly, almost self-deprecatingly, stating about herself, quote-unquote, she could popularize what she could never discover nor invent. Martineau is notable for her progressive politics. She introduced feminist sociological perspectives in her writing and addressed overlooked issues such as marriage, children, domestic life, religious life, and race relations. Through her writing, Martineau implored women to overcome patriarchal restraints imposed by men. Along with her feminist theory and observations, Martineau was also involved with women's rights activism. Martineau's major contributions include her analysis of social institutions, her emphasis on the significance of social class and gender, and her advocacy for social change and equality. She also translated Auguste Comte's work into English, helping to introduce his ideas to English-speaking audiences. Overall, Martineau's work helped to shape the early development of sociology as a discipline.